just opening statement.
Yeah, beautiful day, man. Thank the good Lord for that. And just an awesome day in full gear. Got a lot of hitting going, got some good special teams work. Continuing to see our young guys grow and develop, and a lot of good physicality today. From our running backs, I thought, running the ball, to our safeties flying around and hitting at linebacker. A lot of physicality right there. And, of course, in the trenches, you're seeing our young tight ends and our newcomer tight ends. We're really expanded at that position, seeing a lot of good things out of them. And just continuing to work. Tomorrow will be day 5, and a big day for us. We'll put the ball down in scrimmage a little bit, and we'll also practice and continue to improve on everything we're doing going into spring break. But all in all, another positive day, and just got to keep it going.
First day to see the freshman running back, Washington. Kind of thoughts on that?
Yeah, number one, he's got great ball security. He really totes the ball the right way. It really matters to him. He's low to the ground, but he's not little. You know, he's just short. He's already over 205 pounds. He's thick. So it's hard to get your arms around and tackle. He's got good shiftiness. And I thought he had some good runs there. I thought Kenyon Clay and J.Q. Gray had some really nice runs. Kenyon had some good runs down in the low red zone, pushing the pile. J.Q. is really coming on. He's a guy that's got dynamic ability. He's got to continue to get better at ball security, and he's embracing that and doing it. And Drake Clark, right there too. So we got some good competition right there.
I know it's still really early in the spring, but how have you just kind of seen the defense come along so far, or maybe just some points of emphasis at this point in the spring?
Yeah, just the scheme just fits who we are. You know what I mean? From a talent and mentality standpoint, our eyes are on the ball, on the quarterback. So we got people attacking. We're playing faster because we're more confident in what we're doing. And we got a lot of experienced guys that have played a lot there. We've recruited really well there, right? I mean, we've signed some really, elite players over the last 3 years that a lot of people wanted. And I think Coach Bignell's got us playing with a lot of effort and believing in the totality of the system. And it's been fun to watch them, man. They are flying around. It's fun to watch.
With Mims a little dinged up, Jack Schwing and Mac Nixon getting some work out of that slot, and they both showed up. Schwing, especially today with his speed. Kind of talk a little bit about that.
Schwing. So we moved Jack to slot receiver to really utilize his whole skill set. Got a lot of speed, a lot of tenacity. He's a young man from Metairie Park Country Day that's got a lot of speed and can really play. Larry Simmons, another wide out, caught one out there and made one miss today. You can see his talent coming on, and we got to continue to improve at that spot because they're young and they're getting better. But that's something we're working with them daily.
I know you saw the schedule that came out last week. Is there anything that just kind of stands out to you, or things you look forward to about it?
Yeah, well, I love that. For our fans, we're playing on Saturday 6 times at the Rock, so I think it's a very fan-friendly schedule for them. We're never away from home for an extended period of time, which is also great. Our fans kind of get in a routine. So, we've got to get off to a good start and keep generating excitement and getting people at the games and continue growing that way. But I think it's a great schedule for our fans. Great opportunity for them to kind of get in the groove and get in the Rock and see us.
Back to the defense, other than the seam shot to the tight end, for a first day, they seemed to tackle pretty darn well.
They did. Yeah, we tackled pretty good. There's a few we'd like to have back, but I thought we had some good tackles right there. I thought, some of our offensive skill guys that are good at making you miss were good at it today. J.Q. Gray, Larry Simmons had a few. Xavier Reed always makes a guy miss. But man, you saw our safeties flying around and hitting our linebackers. And I thought it was good. It'll be fun to do it again tomorrow.
It's early on, but you kind of speak a little bit to what you see as Tate Rodemaker's strengths.
Yeah, so he's a coach's kid that's played a lot of football and is really talented. He's tall. He's got a good arm strength. He's got good speed. He's a tough guy, and he's a coach's kid that was the starting quarterback at Valdosta High School, which is an immense amount of pressure. And then he's started versus Florida. He came in the game versus Louisville 2 years ago with their season on the line and made it happen. So he's played a lot of football. He's older and he's talented. So he's been a good pickup. He's been a good teammate, and excited about him continuing to grow.
Saw a lot of tunnel screens in action today. That they all look very well executed. I know it's early, but where'd you see out of the offense execution?
Yeah, well, number one, we're so much more athletic on the O-line. We're leaner and just moving around better. Again, those young guys that were so highly recruited, they're not young anymore, and they can move around better, and that's something that you'll see with Coach Long. We'll get the ball on the edge way more with screens, tight end slips, tunnel screens, things to get the ball out of the quarterback's hand and give him success and get it to our playmakers. So that's been something that's fun to watch our guys do and watch our O-linemen execute as well.
And on those like sweeps and stuff, you bring the O-line over the same way.
I don't know exactly. You got me right there, David.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we're excited about our systems in all facets and getting them in. And we'll take another day forward tomorrow. Now, good.
You've been here a long time. You've been through some different DCs. You're the older statesman up there and a leader. I mean, kind of talk about there's some obvious differences with these schemes, and especially for you guys up front. Can you talk about the differences between what y'all ran the last 3 years and now?
The biggest difference now, we're playing more attack ball. It's more based on getting off the ball and then reacting instead of reading your block and then, you know what I'm saying? So we're playing more attack, and then Coach Bignell wants us to fly to the ball. All problems work out when you fly to the ball, and then he instilling that in us now. So you see what happens when we play like that, so it gets pretty scary.
I'm guessing you like this a little more than the other scheme?
Oh, definitely. It makes me play a lot faster, lets me play a lot faster, and let the guys beside me play a lot faster, and the guys behind me play a lot faster. So if they behind me getting better, it's only pushing me to get better. So
are you guys pretty much just responsible for one gap most times?
Most times, yes, but it can change during the play, during motion. So we just got to have our ears open at all times. I can have Big Dylan Lawrence talking to me, telling me to fly, giving me a call to switch gaps or, stuff like that.
Can you speak a little to the communication piece? Y'all have only been doing this a short time, and even with facing tempo, you guys, the communication piece seems really quick.
The biggest thing for Coach Bignell was to make things simple. So the simpler it is, the faster we can play. So as soon as we hear a word, we automatically know what to do. We already know whatever, no matter what block we get, no matter what formation they line up in, we know exactly what to do. So let's just play faster and run to the ball and get to the ball faster.
Are there any particular areas with you personally that you've been working on to improve? Or?
Yeah, I've been trying to open up my hips more and bend a little more. Trying to play a lot faster than last year. I'm trying to get out of a read everything type of mentality. So I'm trying to attack more and be more physical on blocks and play better.
What's it like working with your new defensive line coach, Fred Wyatt, too?
Oh, I love Coach Wyatt. He's a good person, and he wants the best for everybody, and he only wants to work with guys that want to work. So he gives that mindset every day that we're going to attack, we're going to play this, how he coaches to play it, or you're going to sit behind him and watch. So he's a fair guy. I love him. He what you want as a D-line coach.
With a more attacking mentality and playing a little more quarters on the back end, he's known for, getting the ball back for the offense. You look like a group that can rack up the negatives and the takeaways.
Definitely.
Can you speak to that? And it's shown early.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, the faster I can get in somebody's face or the quarterback face, and he can just throw a bad pass. We got the DBs like MJ Daniels. We got Dylan Lawrence back there. We got Jay Jones. We got Caraway, too. We got the guys that can catch the ball and make a play down the field. So catching the pick ain't the biggest thing. We want to score the thing this year, so that's what we're looking forward to.
Speak a little bit to some of the younger guys who may be able to make an impact this year, especially along the defensive front.
I think Caleb from Oak Grove, he's gonna be a big time player. I think Zay's gonna be a big time player too. The more they get reps and understand the defense and play a little faster, the better they can be and help us push. I think Cam Mackey, before he just had his little scrim up, I think Cam Mackey was going to be a really good player. He's going to be a really good player. He's going to be a leader probably by the end of this year going into the season. So people are going to look for him. And I really like the linebacker, 53, the walk-on.
Yeah, I don't know much about that.
I don't know much about him.
He showed up today, though.
He's coming. I love him. I love any guys that come play fast, not scared of nothing. The ones you want in college.
Just, you've got two kind of quasi-scrimmage periods in.
Yep.
Can I talk about your thoughts on that, good and bad?
Yeah, I thought on a whole, for the first, 4 practices of spring, like the defense is starting to communicate at a pretty high level. We got to keep pressing it and keep pushing and getting better every day. But as a whole, we're coming out here and we're communicating and we're trying to execute and flying around, running the ball. And, we've been getting after the ball. We didn't get after it as much today, but on Saturday for sure, we're getting after the football.
Kind of speak about your system and what gives you guys the ability to get your signals in so quickly and so efficiently?
You know, it's all based off of, you know, one word signals from the sideline. So, you know, one word will signal in the front stunt and the coverage, you know, that way so we can handle any tempo teams, and then gives you an easy ability to double call things as well. So guys know as soon as they see one signal what it is. So, you know, it's kind of set up there to handle all the tempo teams.
Coach Hall kind of explained to us how he didn't really know who you were or didn't know much about you before, you know, you getting here. Did you know anything about Southern Miss or Will Hall or something?
I did not, you know, and getting down here, I mean, the place is awesome. The fan support is incredible. You know, you don't see, it's different than most, you know, G5 or any really G5 spot. You know, the fan support around here, like, is insane. Everybody loves it. And then Coach Hall, getting to know him, you know, he's a football junkie. He loves it. He lives it. And he's just a great guy, you know, to work for. Like, he's not one of those guys that says something and means something else. Like, when he says and talks family, that's what he is, and that's what he's all about. He's just a genuine guy who's a great guy to work for.
Did you have any connections at all to anyone here at Southern Miss or Mississippi? Or?
No, it just kind of happened through, you know, through a couple of connections or whatever, and then we got linked up, and then it went from there.
This system and your defense in particular, which is the system, has been known to create turnovers, particularly interceptions. Kind of speak to that from the back end up, how that creates, you know. From the back end, you know, it's a lot more vision and break coverage. So, you know, we got eyes on the quarterback so we can vision and break, and then if anything gets tipped, you know, we should have guys rallying to the ball, so we should have guys around it to intercept it, and then guys up front, you know, getting hands on the ball. Like, and we just preach turnovers, you know, all the time. Whether you're getting your hand up as a blitzer, D-line, getting your hands up, like tips and overthrows, catching those, and then just constantly talking about and stressing, you know, getting after the football. Can you speak a little bit to flipping MJ? Gives you a corner skill set at that safety spot. How that's worked out for you? Yeah, I mean, it's been great. He's a smart football player, you know, like who played a ton of corner, obviously athletic, so that field safety position is, you know, more of your athletic cover safety, and just his football knowledge and stuff, it's been seamless. Like, he's a very football aware guy, and it's allowed him to free up and play fast. Now he's in the middle of the defense, and he's involved with a lot more plays, so it's been good for him, and it's been a blast coaching him, so I can't wait to keep working with him.
How difficult is it to come into a program without much knowledge and then install your own system of defense?
You know, like, brought in Coach Wyatt from, you know, so knowing him and him helping me with the front helps, but, you know, you just kind of start from the very beginning with the staff and kind of teach them exactly what, you know, the system from the ground up, and then it starts with the players and then building it from the ground up. And we got, you know, opportunities in OTAs, and then guys start getting comfortable and start communicating, and then they start, and it doesn't take them very long to, you know, start you know, reacting and acting, playing fast and talking and all that stuff. So it's fun, you know, to see it progress along from the first time they hear it, kind of like, whoa, and then now to day 4, we're out here communicating at a high level already.
We got to talk about Christian Booth a minute ago, and he seemed really excited about the fact that, you know, you guys are being more attack style rather than read and lock down and work gaps.
Yes, sir.
Kind of talk about what a difference that is and the way it works in a kid's mentality. Where you get to attack down after down after down. Yeah, for the D line especially, you know, letting those guys up. We got good D line here. You know, we're big up front. We're athletic, and just letting those guys go forward, pin their ears back, you know, and go forward and attack rather than reading and reacting, and all that reading and reacting, that gets tough at times. You know, like we're gonna have times where you have to do that a little bit, but for the most part, we want to get vertical and, you know, be penetrating at that D line and let those guys go hunt, and then we'll fit behind it. Does that philosophy really change the way your inside backers play as opposed to the way they did? Yeah, it does. It does. You know, like, and we have different fit systems and, you know, playing linebacker in the system, that's the hardest thing, is to understand the different fit structures. But there's, you know, for our base fit structures, we are downhill attacking as linebackers, you know, not playing lateral, playing flat, patient. They're downhill, penetrating, pulling the double teams off. You know, like the linebacker play helps the D-line play up front. You know, if the linebackers are waiting, it doesn't matter. The O-lines can sit on double teams all day. If you're attacking downhill, now it's all working together.
Is there anyone, you know, other coaches who you kind of can compare your scheme to or someone who you've kind of drawn ideas from?
Yeah, I mean, really, the scheme started from Elko when I was with him at Notre Dame, and then Clark Lee took over, and I worked for Clark Lee there, so he's at Vandy. And then when I was at Vandy, Jesse Minner was the D coordinator. So I've stole some ideas from really smart people, and that's kind of formed the whole system together. But it's really like that Clark Lee, Mike Elko system. And then when I worked with Jesse Minner at Vandy, like he kind of brought some of his stuff from the Ravens and stuff in and kind of mixed that. So that's kind of only added to the package. It's always constantly evolving, but that's where the basics of it starts.
Do you know if you'll call plays from the box or on the field?
The box, yeah.
Reason why for you?
Because you can see it all, and I can get it in. So, like just calling it from up there, it's like you can see most of the formations, starting to form and stuff, and it's just, it's climate controlled, like you're just locked in on it, like and thinking about the next situation or whatever could happen. Like if we get a incomplete here, second and long, what am I going to the next one? Like it just helps your process there rather than the chaos that, sometimes being down, you can't see it as much. Well, I'm just not as comfortable from down there as up in the box.
Just out of curiosity, just off the top of your head, across the country, do you think what's the split percentage-wise of guys like to call it from the box and guys from the sideline? Not that it means anything. I'm just curious.
It really doesn't, and I think it's based off of. It's all off of the guy personally thinks is best. Some guys want to be down and involved. Like Minner called it down, Clark and Elko called it up. It's just kind of their own personality and how they feel. What's best, what works best for them.